The Chief Executive will first give an address, and then he will take questions. Each reporter, please confine to 2 questions each time. Over to you, Chief Executive. Members of the public, friends from the media, good morning. This is the first Executive Council meeting in the year of the Loon or Dragon. May I wish you every success, good health in the year of the Loon. Now, as soon as the new year starts, we can see positive signs in the development of Hong Kong. There was the 8-day Chinese New Year Golden Week. 1.43 million visitors came to Hong Kong during the period. 1.255 million of them were from the mainland. The Chinese Golden Week, on average, recorded a daily mainland visitors of 157,000. 15% higher than what was recorded in the National Day Golden Week, and also 25% more than the National Day Golden Week. And that also exceeded the daily average in 2018. The Chinese New Year Golden Week recorded 1,980 mainland tour groups to Hong Kong, over 200 per day. It was higher than the 170 odd tours recorded daily in 2019. Hotel rooms occupancy was also good. According to the sector, the room occupancy rate was over 90% on the day of the fireworks display. Even rooms in remote hotels were taken up. During the Golden Week, occupancy rate was over 80%. The catering and retail industries all benefited. Thirdly, the number of stays by overnight visitors grew by 16%. In 2023, on average, visitors stayed 3.6 days in Hong Kong. It was 16% more than the 3.1 nights before the pandemic. Activities that were diverted to other places because of the pandemic has came back. For instance, the Asia Fair and Fashion Show, and also a very important fashion merchandise platforms came back from Dubai of United Emirates. Wine Expo Asia went to Singapore last year in May, is going to come back to Hong Kong. And there are a number of cultural events to be held in Hong Kong for the first time. That includes the largest KCON event and also the largest in the US, ComplexCon. Both will be held in Hong Kong. These activities appear in Asia and the Greater China area for the first time, and the hosts have chosen Hong Kong. That goes to show our competitive edge. Fifthly, we're going to adopt a multi-pronged approach to promote mega event economy. In the coming month, we are going to have a number of major events, including the Basel Art, Hong Kong Arts Festivals, Hong Kong Green Week, the Hong Kong Jewelry Show, and also Film Expo, LIV, Hong Kong Lake, and also various cycling events in Hong Kong. In 2024, Hong Kong Exhibition Center and Expo will at least have 130 exhibition and conference events. So we have returned to our pre-pandemic level. In fact, we have even exceeded our previous performance. Mega events have brought business to our hospitality, catering, and retail sectors. For every 1.5 million visitors can cause our GDP to grow by 0.1%. In all 18 districts, there will be night and day vibes activities. They were launched in January, and this has boosted the vibrancy of the city, and response has been positive. There was event in Kwun Tong, over 800,000 attendants went to the fair. According to store operators, Kai Feng's and students students went there, and business grew by double. And then some cooked food stores also said that business was double that in their shops ordinary. As for the wishing tree in Lam Chin, the event was also very successful. There were long queues waiting to buy the glowing charms, and then according to some store operators, daily turnover was close to $200,000. The world is ever changing. Changes bring new opportunities. This is natural. We should have due understanding of these new changes. During the holidays, the number of outbound visitors exceeded that of inbound visitors. This is a normal phenomenon. Hong Kong people enjoy traveling, and therefore, during long holidays and during festive days, we have about 1.5 to 2.5 to 1 when it comes to outbound and inbound travelers. This has always been the case. In 2003, when the pandemic was just over, there was a lot of pent-up desire to travel out of Hong Kong. And then there is also a busy people traffic between the mainland and Hong Kong. We are integrated with the GBA area. Visitors from the mainland and Hong Kong are traveling to and from more frequently, and we've also got the 1 hour living cycle traffic infrastructure. Residents like to come to Hong Kong to see relatives and for work, and the same applies to residents of Hong Kong. The government and also the sectors and practitioners have their own respective role to play, and we must grasp the new opportunities and changes. We should provide platforms, we should organize events, whether it be mega events, conferences, exhibitions, or cultural and sports events. The role of the government is like a director in a movie, and the various sectors and practitioners also play their respective roles. They should provide quality service, provide enjoying experience in Hong Kong to lure visitors to stay longer, so that they can recommend Hong Kong to the friends and relatives to visit Hong Kong. Now, fourthly, we are bringing people to Hong Kong, and the various sectors should turn these into opportunities for making money. And so the visitors will patronize their shops. It is for the sectors to see how they can enhance their attractiveness and competitiveness, whether they should compete on the prices or services or experience, etc. Well, Hong Kong people are very smart and innovative. They are able to introduce new ideas. I have seen various cases of example. For instance, a China product company collaborated with a local designer. The the traditional Changshan got new and young elements with Hong Kong characteristics, attracting local and overseas customers. The business has grown by over 30%. A chain store cosmetic company focused on service. After patrons have bought them, they use social media to build up good long rapport with their customers. They've been able to build up a big clientele successfully. And there are also large shopping malls. In order to attract high-spending consumers, they have got different greeting and experiences. For instance, high-end products are, they recommend high-end products and reserve these products, and they use good food to attract high-spending consumers. We are competing with large cities, and we're all progressing. The DNA of Hong Kong is one that is very creative and innovative, and we are very flexible. Faced with new things and changes, I'm confident that Hong Kong people will show their usual resilience and also their different creativity, so that we can scale new heights. Thank you.
It's now Q&A session. Reporters, please identify your organizations and please limit yourself to 2 questions. The lady in the middle in white. Good morning, Chief Executive. I'm from Cable TV. Mr. Xia Baolong, Director of Hong Kong and Macau Affairs, it's coming this Thursday for 6 days. When he comes to Hong Kong, who will he meet? Will Mr. Xia want to know about the Article 23 consultation progress? Also, it was said that the JORC had previously recommended someone from the judiciary, and one of them was not able to pass the vetting. What is your reply on this? Also, the government is going to legislate for Article 23 of the Basic Law soon. Will the JORC incident cause concerns from the public? Thank you for your questions. Please allow time for the Chief Executive to respond. Officials from the central authorities have all along been paying attention to the affairs of Hong Kong. I have visited Beijing twice for my duty report. Whether it was President Xi Jinping or other government officials from the central authorities, they stressed that they are very concerned about the affairs of Hong Kong and as well as the livelihood of people in Hong Kong. I, from time to time, report to the Beijing officials the affairs of Hong Kong. Beijing officials care about the affairs of Hong Kong. If there are any public events held between the SAR government as well as Beijing officials, we will make announcements in due course. In terms of appointment of members for the JORC, all along, we have been following the ordinance in appointing members. As we appoint judges or judicial members, we take into account their experience and professional knowledge. We have been abiding by the law as we appoint any judges or judicial members. As for legislation for Article 23 of the Basic Law, it is the constitutional duty of the SAR government. More importantly, we do it to ensure the safety of Hong Kong. Legislating for Article 23 of the Basic Law entails one important principle. That is, we have to ensure that in case anyone tries to endanger the security of the city, we have to safeguard our own safety. If no one comes to harass us, then the law won't be applicable. Say if there is a burglary, we have to ensure that we have a safe lock to prevent any burglaries. If someone just walks past our door, then we will be safe. We have to ensure that anyone who comes to invade us, we have to have laws to protect ourselves. Be it members of the public in Hong Kong or people in different roles, we have to ensure the safety of our people. We should not allow room for anyone who wants to endanger the safety of Hong Kong to endanger our security. All along, judges in Hong Kong, they work independently as they attend trials of different cases. Also, they are reputable internationally and they are well respected. Any laws that we enact do not have any direct relation with the duty or work of our judicial officials. When judges deal with cases, they have to follow the laws. No matter what the laws are or what laws we enact, judges will have to depend on evidence as well as the legislations in place to deal with any cases. Second question. The lady on the far left here in black.
Questions from RTHK. So you talked about the visitor arrival figures. So do you think, how do you assess this figure? Do you think the tourism sector has fully recovered? And what's the government doing to help sustain the growth apart from organizing more mega events? And secondly, about the consultation period of Article 23. Because the period is ending in a week, can you tell us how much feedback you've received from the general public and also specific groups like chambers of commerce? And will the government summarize and publish these views? And do you have a rough estimate when you will be tabling the bill to LegCo? Thank you.
I have given you some factual statistics about the number of visitors to Hong Kong. I've explained that, first of all, the number of visitors from overseas and also from mainland cities have been going up. And some figures have actually come back to pre-COVID time. In some area, actually, the figures are higher. I have previously mentioned that the incoming visitors figures from Philippines or Thailand have actually gone over the pre-COVID figures. And also the last figure I just quoted regarding mainland visitors, you can also see that the number of visitors have gone back to pre-COVID time, more or less. Then, do we have further growth in the tourist number? I think yes, because the capacity building is still being worked on by different industries, including the aviation industry. Shortage of labor, for example, has been addressed by various importation of labor measures. So the Labor Department is busily processing applications so that the number of people working in Hong Kong can be of a sufficient number to handle the bottlenecks. And these bottlenecks, whether it is in the transportation sector, aviation sector, service sector, catering sector, will be addressed in due course. Of course, I want these figures to be up and coming in a fast speed so that we can have a quicker speed of recovery. But I'm glad to see that my colleagues are working hard and also industries are playing their part actively. And I have confidence that 2024 will see a lot of strengthening up of capacities in different areas. Some sectors have already indicated that they believe that there will be 100% recovery towards the end of the year. But I still want the recovery speed to be faster. And the different promotion activities that we are doing, I think is acting as a good magnet for all activities to take place in Hong Kong. And they are all attractions for people to come from different parts of the world to Hong Kong. And we have just stepped into 2024, the Year of the Dragon as well. And you see all these positive signs showing up. And I've just earlier informed you of the rising figures in different areas in our convention and exhibition sector. Some people even say that those 300 odd events will mean almost one event a day in the year of 2024. And I think altogether, there will be a lot. some big events are coming back to Hong Kong. Some of them have moved out of Hong Kong because of COVID. And I've told you some examples of them coming back to Hong Kong. And the government is serious in promoting mega events, promoting different activities so that Hong Kong will be the brand for people to realize activities which will bring results, will bring value. And Hong Kong has strengths in many regards because this is the place for East to meet the West. And it is a cultural hub, and it is an arts hub as well. And all these events I've told you will add together. And I think the critical mass is being built up. And when the critical mass is built up, I think the momentum will be self-reinforced. But the government will continue to work hard, will take no complacency, because I think there's never the best, only the better. And that is what I want my colleagues to do. And also something I want Hong Kong people to be aware of and work together, because we are in constant competition with other cities. All cities want to promote tourism, mega events, to promote their own attraction and competitiveness. We must work hard. And we must double our efforts. We must unite together. Don't waste our time on internal dissipation of energy. Yes, there are views and suggestions we will bring overall good. We'll listen. But it is important we know that this is a complicated world, not just for economic reasons. Sometimes things happen for political reasons. So we have to be up and keep our eyes open so that we know where are the things that we need to unite. We need to work together. We reduce digital energy, ensure that we are in a good form and good state to compete with our neighbors. In regard to Article 23, yes, next week, the consultation period will be completed. We have been receiving a lot of opinions. The majority of them support Article 23 enactment, and some of the opinions are also are in reply to the consultation document, because we have been quite elaborate in presenting the different things that various jurisdictions are doing, various countries are doing. And we also believe that because of what we went through in 2019 in the attempted color revolution and the dark violence, then the awareness has been very strong. And one important thing, I think, the general opinion gives me the impression that they are in support with the overall goal of enacting Article 23 to ensure that we protect ourselves when people want to cause damage to us. And a lot of opinions subscribe to the idea that this is a piece of legislation that will ensure that when other people want to break into our house, cause harm or damage to us, then the Article 23 enactment should be able to protect them from all these threats, attacks, breaking-ins, and harms. We will, of course, report the overall result of the consultation in due course to LegCo. And then the general consensus is, if we can do it one day earlier, we should do it one day earlier, because the threat continues. And the threat actually has been mounting. So we must gear up our efforts to ensure that we will do it ASAP. And we will do it ASAP.
時間關係，我哋答今朝。
In the interest of time, we'll take the last question from reporters today. The reporter at the back. Good morning, I'm from St. Tao Daily. Happy New Year to you. I'd like to ask about Article 23 of the Basic Law. we heard that the trip to ASEAN bilateral members will be suspended or adjourned, and that council meeting will resume in middle of March. Are you confident that the first reading of the bill will take place soon? Also, we heard that Singapore paid a lot of money to get the exclusive rights to hold Taylor Swift's concert. We see the ambition of Singapore. Does the SAR government have the same ambition? However, we're facing a fiscal deficit. And how are you going to assess how much money you are going to pay to fight for these mega events to be held in Hong Kong? In terms of legislating for Article 23 of the Basic Law, we're taking forward our work in full steam. I believe that the Legislative Council will work under the Article 23 of the Basic Law, as well as the May 28th decision of the MPC to perform its constitutional duty as soon as possible. We have the National Security Law as well as the May 28th decision of the MPC, and both of them stress that the SAR has to, as soon as possible, complete the legislation for Article 23. Legislative Council plays an important role as we enact the law. I have high expectation on the LegCo. I hope that they will perform their duty soon. Of course, it is also the responsibility of the LegCo to scrutinize the bill, and I will respect the examination of the bill. I believe the LegCo in any way will perform the duty under the May 28th decision as well as the National Security Law. Secondly, different places in the world fight for the right to hold mega events, and concerts is one of the types of mega events we see. A lot of large-scale concerts, especially the ones that are popular around the world. They are popular among different places, including very popular singers. Hong Kong is competing with other cities in the world, and Hong Kong is striving for excellence. So we'll have to work hard for mega events, be it concerts, sporting events. The SAR government will strive to hold these events. As mentioned, we will continue to work hard because they will bring very good economic benefits. They will also boost the image of Hong Kong as well as the competitiveness and attractiveness of Hong Kong. We will depend on the actual circumstances, consider whether we are going to hold large-scale concerts. Hong Kong has been holding local concerts as well as concerts by overseas singers. One thing for sure is that we will work hard to have these events to be held in Hong Kong. We are competing with different cities around the world. We have to make sure that we have the competitiveness and attractiveness. We have to, on the other hand, ensure that we make good use of public money. We have to ensure that there is enough benefits and turnover as we hold these events to ensure that we bring about the economic value. As mentioned, for every 1.5 million tourists, we can create 0.1% growth of GDP locally. For some events, they may create a growth that is higher than 0.1% of GDP. For different events, we use different methods to fight for these events to be held in Hong Kong. We are happy to work with different organizers. Personal network and connection are crucial as we strive to have these events to be hosted in Hong Kong. Hong Kong has been an international city. We have different business networks. Everyone should play their role and try their best to work hard for Hong Kong so that we can develop Hong Kong's economy and improve our livelihood together. That's all for today's press conference. Thank you.